Hey, Kiki here and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well and have a lovely day. And today we're going to react to Cassandra's romance from Dragon Age Inquisition. So on that note guys, let's get into it. Ooh. Oh my god, it's so dark.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The conclave is destroyed.
Sorry, I know this is a serious
Everyone
moment, but the way she
attended
just
is
approached
dead.
him just made me laugh.
Except for you.
And he's just built different.
You think I'm responsible?
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need him, Cassandra.
Yeah, dial it down a notch.
I can't believe it.
He's your future husband.
All those people dead.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me. But then, yeah,
Go to the Ford Camp, Liliana. I will take him to the rift.
what did happen?
Ooh, well, they all died, mate.
It will be easier to show you. We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that.
This one did.
Yup.
Unless we act, the Breach may grow until it swallows the world.
That must be
Each
so
time the breach
terrifying,
expands,
though.
Your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to
Yeah.
prove your innocence? This is the only way.
Being the only survivor does
I
that.
understand.
Then
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
Oh, his voice went deeper when he said that. I'll do whatever I can. She's like, oh, okay. Still trying to act tough though, Cass. Don't worry, you'll fall in love soon. But that must be like so terrifying, waking
I have
up,
decided your guilt.
seeing that
They
in the
need
sky,
it.
and your hand is, and
The
you're connected
people
to
of
it. You have no
Haven
idea how.
mourn Our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
better stop running.
Stay behind me.
Bless her. Go on, pick up the sword.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now.
If you're going to lead me through a demon-infested valley, you'll have to trust me.
Give me one reason to trust you.
Because my life is on the line.
You're right. I cannot protect you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I cannot expect you to be defenseless. I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
I mean, what would have happened if we didn't? We still would have been, like, in that situation.
Does it trouble you?
If it wasn't enough to close the breach, what use is it?
You did everything we asked of you.
And it still didn't work.
What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
Couldn't that kind of power just make things worse?
And people call me a pessimist. Ugh.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
Oh.
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You
Oh.
flatter me.
Of course.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool. And they may be right.
No,
What does
don't
your
be
faith
silly.
tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I?
I don't think so. We were all put in a position. I feel like she's being,
My
once again,
trainers
too
always
hard on
said,
herself.
Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It happens to the best of
Can't
us.
say I'm
Don't
not grateful
worry.
to hear that.
I can be harsh, I know. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
I can't really say.
I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us. It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you.
Which is
But I don't want
terrifying.
to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
Oh.
I was born in Ostwick, and that's where most of my family is.
The Trevelyan's, is it not? A large clan with a rather clever coat of arms. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
He's in
Is there any
love.
harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
That's right.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined
78.
the
That's a
Seekers of
long
Truth
line,
as
man.
a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
You're a member of
lord.
Navarra's royal family.
Oof.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
She's like, nah, man, I'm
Would
good.
prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
It's too early for her.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra. The real Navarra until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle?
I love how
What
her
about your
uncle
parents?
treated her like
They
a
had the
delicate
misfortune of taking
flower,
the wrong
and look at
side
her
in
now,
the
she's a
second attempt
hardcore
to
warrior.
overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a Mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a Mortalitasi.
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The Mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
Why was she tired of
You
the
thought she
position,
could really
though?
change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in.
Oof.
It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that?
You said...
What, 18, 20 years ago?
That's a long
Some
time.
still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral. But I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause.
Yeah, those are
They
forgotten.
freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
Sad, really.
You're delightful, you know that?
No, I do not know that. I object. There is nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I preferred you in the stocks.
I'll let you get back to work.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do.
Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it.
Literally, everyone's at an awkward position, you know? So just at least you're not prisoners.
It never ends, evidently.
There's always
You don't
someone
need
to
to tell me
complain.
that.
I just don't know who told them I'm the one to yell at.
Probably
Is
Varric.
it that bad?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
I had to think on my feet, and I did what I could.
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I?
Just a little bit.
I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
You're flattering me.
I'm not. This always happens. Nobody ever takes my meaning.
You should see your face.
I'm thinking less flattering things now. Let's hope the breach has your sense of humor.
She's like, get away
Have you
from me.
met this friend of Varric's, Inquisitor?
Not yet, no.
It had better not be who I think it is.
So
I will
funny.
wring that little bastard's neck.
Why? Who do you think it is?
Someone Varric claimed he could not contact. Someone the Inquisition, indeed all of Thedas, desperately needed.
Well,
I'll reserve judgment until I know for certain. No need to have that rogue screaming persecution yet again.
oh god.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
So
The
funny.
Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
But what are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars?
No, the Order didn't assume command until after the rebellion. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role.
It's pretty cool,
Seekers can
actually,
gain
I
other
must
gifts,
say.
though that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set delirium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will.
That's
Some seekers use
hardcore.
it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a seeker
Terrifying,
who could use it
though.
to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages under control. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking
Meredith,
cases of magical
unhinged
corruption.
behavior.
It was decided her actions
She
were
went
justified.
way too far.
If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes,
You're right. Something should have been done.
Could have been done.
when faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
Was it some kind of magic?
I don't fully understand it, to be honest. If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
Ah, will you not though? Oh,
You knew where Hawk was all along!
here we go.
Damned right I did.
You conniving little shit!
He protected his friend.
You kidnapped me. You interrogated me. What did you expect?
Oh,
Hey, enough!
You're taking his side?
I mean,
I said enough!
oh,
We needed someone to lead this Inquisition.
this is where I was
First,
very
Liliana
much
and I
on
searched for the
Varric's
hero
side.
of Ferelden, but he had vanished.
Poof, gone.
Then we looked for Hawk, but he was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You kept him from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Hawk would have been at the Conclave.
And could have
if anyone
died.
could have saved Most Holy.
But he could have died.
Varric's not responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
I was protecting my friend.
Good for you, Varric.
Varric is a liar, Inquisitor.
Oh.
A snake.
Tell me how you
Even
really
after
feel.
the Conclave, when we needed Hawk most, Varric kept him secret.
He's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
Oh,
That's unworthy of you.
you're just spitting
I
anger.
must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake. Go, Varric. Just go.
You know what I think? If Hawk had been at the temple, he'd be dead too.
I really,
You
really do
people
believe
have done
that.
enough to him.
I really believe what he said there.
Believed him. He spun his story for me and I swallowed it. If I just explained what was at stake, if I just made him understand. But I didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawk.
Yeah, for all Varric knew, you might have just
I'm
wanted to
such a
kill him.
fool.
Good thing I still like you.
Oh,
I'm serious.
that's
You
so
think
sweet.
I'm not?
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawk or the hero of Ferelden, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you. But he did. You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing.
Damn. That
Something
is
troubling
really
the
disrespecting
Inquisitor.
herself right there.
Leliana is receiving reports
Less
of
than
mages
nothing.
becoming possessed. Templars going rogue. No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
We can certainly
Well,
look into it.
I will mark
Day
these incidents on the
trip.
map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
Of course.
May I ask you about the Chantry?
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
If you ask my opinion, it is. Absolutely. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
So what should that new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony.
Good
A
luck.
chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinian?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new Divine. Sometimes it takes days, or weeks, or even months. The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All
Oh yeah, they all
clerics
died.
died with her
Yeah,
at the
everyone
conclave.
died at the conclave.
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens.
Isn't it crazy to
Inquisition
think
must
that
act in the meantime.
if we did not
If they do choose a
intervene,
new Divine, will you
literally
serve?
all of the most
That
important
depends
people would
on
have
whether
died
she
at the
would have me.
conclave. Well, a
I
lot
am
of
a
the
rebel
most
now,
important
remember?
people would
And
have died
even
at the
if she
conclave.
would, I
Literally,
do not know.
Crufius could have
It
done
would
everything he
depend on what
wanted if
type of
we just
divine
didn't
she is.
intervene. It's kind of
I am
crazy.
no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new Divine could expect such obedience now.
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Good book?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, stop.
Yes, because I suddenly went blind.
Oh, that. Just reports from Commander Cullen.
You're an excellent liar.
Really good.
It's of no interest to you, I'm certain.
I find it fascinating.
It's a book.
I can see that.
It's one of Varric's tales. Swords and Shields. The latest chapter.
The latest chapter? Meaning you've read them all?
Not since this all began. We've been busy.
That's just her favorite.
Nobody asked you to vent.
I couldn't finish the last one you lent me. I actually feel dumber for having tried.
Oh.
It's literature. Smutty literature. Whatever you do, don't tell Varric.
Maybe I should read that book.
You? No.
Why not me?
You're the Inquisitor.
Oh, I see.
They're terrible. And magnificent.
I like how flustered and embarrassed she gets. It's
This
so
one
cute.
ends in a cliffhanger. I know Varric is working on the next. He must be. You could ask him to finish it. Command him to.
Command him.
Pretend you don't know this about me.
I just love it. I just love it. It's like she realizes that she's like showing her vulnerable side. She's like, oh,
talk your ear off?
no, never
I think I can
mind.
oblige.
So funny.
Cassandra is waiting for the next issue of Swords and Shields.
I must have heard that wrong. It sounded like you just said that Cassandra read my books.
She's a pretty big fan, in fact.
A very big
Are
fan.
we talking about the same Cassandra? Tall, grumpy seeker, like stabbing things? Wait, did you say the romance serial? Oh, she'll be waiting for a while then. I haven't finished it and wasn't planning to. That book is easily the worst I've ever written. The last issue barely sold enough to pay for the ink.
And yet she's
Well,
obsessed.
Cassandra seems to be hooked on it.
And I honestly thought a hole in the sky was the weirdest thing that could happen. So, you want me to finish writing the latest issue of my worst serial for Cassandra? Oh, that's such a terrible idea. I have to do it. On one condition. I get to be there when you give her the book.
I think that's personally
You've got a deal.
reasonable,
I'll
honestly.
get to work then. You know, the fact that the book is terrible just makes it more worthwhile
It does,
somehow.
doesn't it?
What have you done now?
I
Why
get
does she
it,
sound just
Seeker.
a single little
You're
stool?
still sore after our spat.
I'm not a child, Varric. Do not suggest I'm without reason.
A peace offering. The next chapter of Swords and Shields. I hear you're a fan.
There's our queen, look at her.
This is your doing.
Oh, yes.
Do you really think I'd miss this?
Well, if you're not interested, you're not interested. Still needs editing anyhow.
Wait!
I just love it.
You're probably wondering what happens to the Knight Captain after the last chapter.
Nothing should happen to her. She was falsely accused.
Well, it turns out the guardsman...
Don't tell me!
This is the part where you thank the Inquisitor. I don't normally give sneak peeks, after all.
Oh, she's so cute. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Varric's the one you should be thanking.
I am but a humble servant to my loyal readers.
I wonder if I have time to read the first part.
She's so
Don't
cute.
forget to tell all your friends, if you have any. Completely worth it.
She's so I literally can't. That's literally
So
one
that
of my
book you
favorite
were reading.
moments.
Yes, what of it?
So under that taciturn shell beats a true romantic heart.
Why must it be an accusation? Romance is not the sole province of dithering ladies in frilly dresses. It is passion. It is being swept away by the pursuit of an ideal. What is not to like about that?
And don't get me wrong, I like this side of you.
I don't swoon.
I meant the passion.
Huh. Well, that's not so bad then.
Planning troop movements now?
I'm trying to imagine what it will look like when we're done.
Oh.
All of this once belonged to the Tevinter Imperium. Andraste changed that, as did the Blights. As for what will come next, I cannot guess the Maker's plan.
We make the world a better place.
Because everyone agrees on what better means. I know I want a world where people trust the Chantry and that trust is respected. I want to respect tradition, but not fear change. I want to right past wrongs, but not avenge them. And I have no idea if my wanting these things makes any of them right.
Even if they're not right, they're certainly admirable.
Some would disagree. They would call it heresy.
That didn't sound like the ravings of a heretic, Cassandra.
Perhaps not. But it takes precious little effort to paint even an act of compassion as damaging. Tell me, What guides you? You make decisions that shake the world, yet always seem so assured. I wish I had your confidence.
You almost sound like you admire me.
I absolutely do. I may not always agree with your decisions, but how many could do what you have done? You were a prisoner, accused and reviled, yet you've emerged from every trial victorious. The Maker's grace does not make you immortal. You live or die by your own hand. That is worthy of admiration.
If I'm guided by anything, it's you.
Stop.
Oh, excellent. The blind leading the blind.
I don't think you're blind.
Oh?
Clearly, you haven't been paying attention.
Haven't I?
When we first met, if someone told me I would be pleased to have you lead me, I would have throttled them. But I am. The Maker chose well.
I appreciate that.
We still have a long road to travel, Inquisitor. Wherever it takes us, I'm glad you're here.
I have some more questions.
It's just so sweet.
As you wish.
Tell me about your brother.
Anthony was older than I, a dragon hunter, who showed what a Pentagast could truly be. I idolized him.
It is sad what happened
I
to him.
wanted to hunt
Very
dragons
sad.
as he did, even though our uncle forbade it. Anthony promised to train me in secret. We would hunt together one day, brother and sister, vanquishing the beasts of old. And then he died on me.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pried.
No, it's fine. A group of apostates wanted dragon blood, and wanted Anthony to get it for them. He refused, and they killed him for it. In front of me. I begged the Chantry to let me become a Templar. Instead, they sent me to the Seekers. It took many years to let go of my drive for vengeance.
I think I understand how you felt.
At times I could not breathe. The rage nearly choked me. I sometimes wonder how different my life would be if Anthony was still alive. Would I be a dragon hunter? Married to some noble fool, a mother of 3? I cannot say. I take solace in believing the Maker has a plan, but he is not always kind.
I'll let you get back to work.
Writing does not come naturally to me, as I'm certain you can imagine.
Let me guess, you're composing a love poem.
I couldn't, not even if my life depended on it.
It's not that hard.
Yes, it is. Poetry takes finesse, it takes grace.
You think you don't have those things?
Just
Historians will one day ask what happened at Adamant Fortress, in the Fade. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. It must be recorded.
Fair enough. Just be careful what you write.
Do not be concerned. I am a poor writer, but not unaware of the weight my words might carry. I still don't know what to say about the spirit of the divine. I saw her there, heard her voice, yet I cannot claim with certainty it was really her. The Chantry teaches us that the souls of the dead pass through the Fade, so it could have been her. Yet even so...
Do you really think it might have been her? A ghost?
A ghost. A remnant of her hopes and memories. Her lingering will to do good. Those things are all possible. Nobody knows for certain what happens after we die. A spirit could have assumed her form, but why? It helped you, as Justinia herself would have.
Perhaps it doesn't matter what she really was then.
It matters to me, to what I must write. I must interpret what I saw, yet I am no priest, no philosopher.
you can't
I
be
am a
certain
warrior.
of it, so just write exactly
I don't
that.
know the truth any more than you do.
Sadly, unanswered questions make for poor reading.
Yeah.
When I realized we were physically in the Fade, I was terrified, almost beyond reason. The last time such a thing happened, we created Darkspawn. We created Corypheus. The world needs to know the truth this time. No more legends lost to the ages. I can keep staring at this, but I won't get any closer.
And keep banging your head against the problem. It'll go away eventually.
I'm predictable, I know. I suppose I'll never find them on my own. We saw so many Red Templars at the assault on Haven. Perhaps all that was left of the Order. What we didn't see
Look
was
at that
Lord
table.
Lucius.
Oh, that is a beautiful
Indeed.
table.
I've seen no hint of any Seekers amongst the Red Templars, or anywhere. I have a growing suspicion Corypheus has imprisoned them.
Why imprisoned? He could just as easily have killed them.
Not easily. But yes, they may be dead. But the Seekers began this war against the mages. They cannot have simply vanished. There must be a trail we can follow, yet so far I have only discovered hints.
But they could have ended up just like the Red Templars.
Seekers do not use lyrium. I assume Corypheus gained control of the Templars by corrupting the lyrium they were already taking. To do the same to a Seeker, you'd have to force the lyrium upon him. That may be what happened, but it couldn't have begun that way. We're missing a piece of the puzzle, Inquisitor. I need to find it.
We got you, girl.
Finding them obviously means a lot to you.
Don't you worry.
I left the Order, but I can never abandon them. I cannot even claim that rescuing them would be beneficial. They wouldn't look kindly on the Inquisition. But even so, if there's a chance... If we can spare resources to follow up on these leads, Inquisitor, I would appreciate it. As the Seekers of Truth have proven resistant to the effects of Red Lyrium, the Elder One has seen fit to place them in your care. Reclaim your destiny, and know that the Elder One expects your devotion as repayment. Signed by Lord Samson, Commander of the Red Templars. Does Corypheus not realize the promises want the world to end? What use are they to him?
Corypheus will probably betray them before they get their chance.
Yeah, 100%.
But after he gets what he needs out of them.
Yup.
But this doesn't explain how he captured the Seekers in the first place, or what's been done with them. We must keep looking.
The letter said Seekers were resistant to Red Lyrium.
Our abilities grant us many gifts, but a resistance to Red Lyrium's corruption? That seems strange. Although it would explain why none have numbered among the Red Templars. And thus Seekers would be useless to Corypheus. He would have no leash to hold us.
You sound worried.
I am.
He had another
The
fate for
Seekers
them.
are my family. Daniel! Daniel!
Poor Daniel.
Can you hear me?
Poor guy. Look at him. He does not look his best.
Is you? You're alive.
As are you.
Barely.
I'm so glad I found you.
No, they put a demon inside me.
It's just so
Tearing me
sad.
up.
What? You can't be possessed. That's impossible.
I'm not possessed. They fed me things. I can feel it growing.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Can a demon be grown inside someone?
Savages. I will tear every last one of them apart.
Yeah.
No. The Lord Seeker.
Of course we'll find him. If he lives, we'll...
He did
Lucius
this.
betrayed us, Cassandra. He sent us here.
It's
one
actually
by
so
one.
sad.
An important mission, he said. Lies.
Imagine trusting someone so
He was
much
here with them all along.
and then they did that to you.
He's still working with them.
Bless him. That's really just... You would
We met
feel
Lord Seeker Lucius
so
in Valroyo. He couldn't
flat.
have been here.
just hope,
That wasn't
like
him.
your hope would just be
It
destroyed.
was a demon. Masquerading.
What? How could that be?
The Lord Seeker allowed it. He let the demon take command while he...
Came here.
Cassandra.
Now is not the time for sympathy.
Wait. Don't leave me like this, please.
It makes me so sad. He was just doing his duty and
You should have come with me. You didn't
Look at him
believe in the
now.
war any more than I did.
You know me. I wanted that promotion.
Oh, for a bloody promotion. Oh my god, stop.
Go to the Maker's side, Daniel. You will be welcome.
Oof.
Lord Seeker Lucius.
Let the rage out!
Cassandra.
Unleash it!
With a man I can only assume is the new Inquisitor.
You must be very proud of your handiwork.
You monster!
I presume you know we Seekers of Truth were once the original Inquisition. Oh yes. We fought to restore order in a time of madness long ago, as you do now.
Look at his stupid
And
face.
we became proud. We sought to remake the world, to make it better. But what did we create? The Chantry, the Circles of Magi. A war that will see no end.
And aiding Corypheus is supposed to help.
Corypheus is a monster with limited ambition.
And your ambition is so much greater.
I like how they're
We
both...
Seekers are
They both have their own plan, and
abominations,
both
Cassandra.
was willing to
We
betray the
created
other.
a
But let's be
decaying
real, we
world
knew that
and fought
Corypheus
to
would win
preserve it
above
even
him.
as it crumbled. We had to be stopped. You don't believe me? See for yourself. The secrets of our order passed to me after the former Lord Seeker was slain. The war with the mages had already begun, but it was not too late for me to do the right thing.
And this was the right thing.
Lord Seeker, what you've done.
I know. What Corypheus did with the Templars does not matter. I have seen the future. I have created a new order to replace the old. The world will end so we can start anew. A pure beginning. Join us, Cassandra.
Nah,
it
we're
is the
good.
Maker's will.
No. Ooh. The rage! And the rage is gone. Now there is sorrow.
This tome has passed from Lord Seeker to Lord Seeker since the time of the Old Inquisition. And now it falls to me.
That is a chunky
You
candle,
all right?
my god.
You look drained.
Sorry.
On the
Sad
contrary,
moment, and I'm just like,
it's
ooh,
a
the
delight.
candle.
I'm riveted.
Oh, you're joking.
Do you know what the Rite of Tranquility is? The last resort used on mages
This is
in the
messed
circle,
up.
leaving them unable to cast, but depriving them of dreams and all emotion. It should only be used on those who cannot control their abilities, but that has not always been the case.
Yeah, we know.
Does the book say it was used for other things?
No. As a seeker, I looked into abuses. Mages made tranquil as punishment.
It's just cruel.
What finally began the Mage Rebellion was the discovery the Rite of Tranquility could be reversed. The Lord Seeker at the time covered it up, harshly. There were deaths.
Damn.
It was dangerous knowledge, the shock of its discovery in addition to what happened in Kirkwall. But it appears we've always known how to reverse the Rite, from the beginning.
So the rebellion could have been prevented.
Perhaps, but it was a long time coming, for many reasons. We created the Rite of Tranquility.
And there it is.
I told you of my vigil, the months I spent emptying myself of all emotion. I was made tranquil, and didn't even know. Then
Wild.
the vigil summoned the spirit of faith to touch my mind. That broke tranquility, and gave me my abilities. The Seekers did not share that secret. Not with me, not with the Chantry, not even with... There's more. Lucius was not wrong about the Order. I thought to rebuild the Seekers once victory was ours. Now I'm not certain it deserves to be rebuilt.
You said there was more in the book.
At some point, power becomes its own master. We cast aside ideals in favor of expedience, and tell ourselves it was all necessary for the people. Will that happen to us, Inquisitor? Will we repeat history?
We might. It would be lying to say it's
Exactly.
impossible.
You can never know,
An honest
really.
answer, if not a comforting one.
I don't think I've ever seen you so shaken.
I do not
Some
think
deep
the
stuff.
Seekers have been doing the Maker's work. Not truly. Perhaps we believed it once. The original Inquisition came to be during a terrible time. But now, we harbored secrets and let them fester. We acted to survive, but not to serve. That is not the Maker's work.
If you did rebuild the Seekers, how would you do it?
I can't be the only one remaining. We will always spread to the winds, and some may still be out there. I would find them one by one. We would all read this book. No more secrets. Then together we would establish a new charter.
I think
The
that is a
Maker's
beautiful
work,
plan,
in
if I'm
truth.
being honest.
If anyone can rebuild them into something worthwhile, you can.
Yeah.
But are they worth rebuilding?
You could make them worth it.
Exactly. They don't know the truth.
We'll think on your words.
They were just as blind as you, kept in the dark. But now you know the
Thank
truth and you want to do better.
I could not have done this on my own.
They may be the same. They may also want to do better. Oh, that was so awkward. Stop. That was so cute.
I was hoping we could speak privately.
Are we not?
Right.
Hello, awkward
Of
walk.
course we are.
Stop.
The flirting. With me. I've noticed it. Unless it is my imagination, which is entirely possible.
If it makes you uncomfortable, I can stop.
You cannot court me if that's your intention. It's impossible.
Why?
Why is it impossible exactly?
That should be obvious.
Well, it isn't obvious to me.
You intend to properly court me? You of all people?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
No.
Stop flirting with me! He's like, I just don't understand what's happening.
Oh, I take it back. That is what I want. I want a man who sweeps me off my feet, who gives me flowers and reads me poetry by candlelight. I want the ideal. You are the Inquisitor and the Herald of Andraste. You cannot be that man.
Why can't
I didn't
he?
expect you to feel this way.
I know what you see. I am a warrior. I am blunt and difficult and self-righteous.
Yes.
But my heart lies beneath all that. It yearns for these things I cannot have.
Yeah, I think we could all
If
tell.
you cannot see that, then desist. What enamors you is but the surface.
I can be that man, Cassandra.
The world hinges on our actions. We face death at every turn, Inquisitor.
That doesn't change how I feel.
It changes everything.
She's like, now I'll walk away.
I cannot stop thinking of our earlier discussion. You don't actually intend to go through with courting me, do you?
Is it so unbelievable that I want to?
I suppose not. You just have so much else to occupy your energy.
I just love how she's
You
like,
let me worry
no,
about
go
my
away.
energies.
But actually, yeah, I want you to court
It
me.
wasn't a challenge, my lord. You needn't do it simply because I suggested you could not.
I happen to like a challenge.
You enjoy making things complicated, don't you?
So do you.
I want to talk to you about the cure for tranquility.
It's not a cure. Not truly. Mages who were once tranquil lose all control over their emotions. They become irrational, unable to focus. Perhaps that state eventually passes and they can be helped, but it will take time to investigate.
But you are going to look into it.
That is my intent. I would not want news of a cure to spread until we know for certain we can help these people.
Yeah, that's it.
Once we have
I agree.
that, however, then I will spread the word myself.
I'd like to speak with you. In private.
In private. Oh.
How private?
There's a grove just outside of Skyhold. Meet me there.
If you're certain.
He, of
I
course,
am.
he's certain.
Trust me.
Oh, has he put candles out for her? Stop!
On aching branch do blossoms grow, the wind a hallowed breath. It carries the scent of honeysuckle, sweet as the lover's kiss.
I can't.
It brings the promise of more tomorrows,
Look at her face.
of sighs and whispered bliss.
Oh my
Can't
god.
be serious.
Oh.
We don't need to be serious every single minute, do we?
And that is the poem you chose?
What's wrong with it?
Carmenum de Amatus. I thought this one was banned. His lips on mine speak words not voiced, a prayer, which travels down my spine like flames that shatter night. His eyes reflect the heaven stars, the Maker's light. My body opens, filled and blessed, my spirit there.
Not merely housed in flesh, but brought to life. Shall we read another?
Oh my god! I saw that little cheeky bum grab. I saw that.
They will say one of two things about me. That I stood at the Inquisitor's side, his protector and his lover. That it was meant to be. Or they will say I was led from the path of faith by the wiles of a madman.
Is this your idea of pillow talk?
If you wanted sweetness and light, you picked the wrong woman.
Oh, I think he knows.
Point taken.
I've feared you since the moment I laid eyes upon you. I have never known anything like it. I've been with only one other man in my life. A mage, with whom I adventured when I was still very young. He died at the Conclave.
Oh.
I will not let Corypheus win. I will not let him take you from me.
I love you.
Here, tonight. I believe you.
That was so cute! She's like an onion. You just gotta peel back the layers.
Like all Orlesian foolishness. Let's find the Venatori collaborator and get out of here.
I don't suppose you'd like to dance, Lady Cassandra.
Now? This is hardly the time. We're here to find a killer, not dance.
Have
You know you
witnessed
want
anything
to.
noteworthy?
Nothing yet. I will let you know.
You don't seem to care much for the ball.
Orlesians pretend their petty squabbles are a game. Yes, let us treat murder, corruption, and deceit as delightful amusements. How wonderful. We are here to save Empress Celine, and it galls me. Why does she merit our protection? The Empire would be better off without her.
Oh,
Gaspard is the leader Orlais needs in this crisis.
You support the civil war.
Of course not. Chaos is what Corypheus wants, and we must oppose him. Were it up to me, however, I would let Celine fall and Gaspard take the throne. He would see the true threat, not spend his time throwing balls and writing letters.
Stay alert. We don't know where the enemy is hiding.
I'll be watching for trouble. The sooner we leave this place, the better. I can't believe you escaped before me. A fat count insisted on talking about soup for 15 minutes. We can return to Skyhold whenever you like.
Oh, these outfits are so much better!
Is something wrong?
I'm just worn out. Tonight has been very long.
It was a lot of foolishness. But we did strike a blow against Corypheus. We will need to put the soldiers at Skyhold on alert. Better to be safe.
Wait. There is one thing we must do before we go. May I have this dance, Lady Cassandra?
A dance? After all we've been through tonight?
Yes.
Can you think of a better way to celebrate?
I suppose this isn't terrible.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
The fun never ends in Skyhold, does it?
The Inquisitor was hilarious. That's what they'll say one day, you watch. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next Divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you.
Don't get me
So
wrong,
now the
I do
Chantry
think she would
bandies
be
our
a
names
good
about without even asking
Divine.
us first.
But I preferred
you and
her
Leliana be
seeking out the
candidates?
Seekers.
You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
If they'll pick non-priests, why am I not a candidate?
Because you're a man, first and foremost. If they name you a candidate, they may as well join the Tevinter Imperium. Truly, though, I imagine it's because they're frightened of you. A weight such as yours would break the Sunburst throne and tear the Chantry to pieces. I just don't know why they believe Leliana or I would be any better.
Because you were the left and right hand.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, say that.
Heavy.
Oh. Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
Many extraordinary things have happened to get us to this point.
I'm not so certain. I think it has been a long time coming. Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Leliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Leliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
What would you change about
To
the
a degree,
Chantry?
yes.
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help.
I do like
Let
her
the
view of it
Templars
all.
stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent. We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
Your determination is admirable.
See,
Some
Leliana's
men
for
would
me
call it an
just kind of
unattractive
pushed me a
trait.
little bit
I'm
further
not
because
those
she
men.
wanted to
Truer words
start
have not
up
been
from the
spoken.
bottom, like literally
Who's using flattery
do it
now?
all over again, and I kind of enjoyed that.
I have influence, and I can use it to help the Chantry make up its mind.
I cannot ask you to do that.
You don't have to.
If you think that is the right thing to do, then thank you. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and
But
stopping
what about the
Corypheus remain our priority.
Seekers?
So you're a candidate for Divine now.
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Of course it matters.
Why shouldn't it matter?
Yeah,
Don't you have the right to be happy?
exactly.
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do that, it must change. I have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek the Sunburst throne.
I think you'd make an excellent choice.
Thank you. Let's hope the Chantry clerics agree.
I was hoping we could spend some time together.
As was I.
So wait, what happens if she becomes divine? What happens with them? What about their love? Priorities, people. What about their love? Okay. I need them to stay together. I can't have someone else
Victory
where they
in the
break
Arbor
up
Wilds.
and it's just hurt my feelings, or they're too
The
far apart from each
Archdemon
other.
might
Long
have been a real
distance.
threat to
No,
our
no,
army,
no.
but
Not
it
what I want.
flew off once we turned the tide. It is still out there, however. I wonder what Corypheus plans now.
We'll deal with whatever he throws at us.
Do not underestimate Corypheus. He is powerful, and you have yet to fight him one-on-one. But he will come. You will get your chance.
We'll face Corypheus together.
There is not another man I would be more proud to fight beside.
So romantic.
Not long ago, this was impossible to imagine. You, the man I love, victory close at hand. The time has come to consider what will come next.
I don't care what's next, as long as we're together.
And if I am named divine?
Yeah, then what?
Then you're divine.
It hasn't happened yet.
But what will happen with you two? I need to know. Okay, that was a bit weird that they were kissing with their eyes open. I didn't like that. That made me feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Victorious, I see. What a novel result.
And you survive. Thank the Maker.
And it seems the breach is finally closed.
Oh, I do love the music. They actually have like such an amazing soundtrack. It's crazy. Ah, beautiful, beautiful stuff.
I
Love
can't
it.
believe it's over. It seemed an impossible task. Defy the Chantry, build the Inquisition from nothing, defeat a creature that would be a god. And yet here we are, celebrating.
What's important is that you're here with me.
There was a moment after the orb exploded. I thought for certain you were dead.
Oh.
I prayed, don't take him from me, not after all we've been through. And then I saw you through the smoke. Sometimes the Maker is kind. I intend to rebuild the Seekers of Truth, to make us the order we were meant to be.
Yes.
That will take time. Meanwhile, I am free to remain here, with you. I think back to how we first met, and here you stand, the chosen of Andraste, proven in the eyes of all Thedas, and you are the man I love. How did that happen, I wonder?
It's
know
precious.
That I will
So
always
precious.
stand with you. A moment before you go.
She's like, where the hell do you think
There's-
you're going?
Something else I wanted to say.
Yes.
Oh? Lead on. What's this about?
Everything is about to change. You will be drawn in 100 different directions in the weeks and months to come.
Cassandra.
No, it's fine. I simply wanted to steal a moment, while I still can.
So precious. Oh.
Is
I
everything
literally
all
love
right?
that she has hearts on her arm. I think it's so cute.
Yes. Well, I wanted to speak with you, and now you're here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Should I leave and come back later so you can try again?
Always with clever suggestions. Maybe you should sit.
I can stand.
Maybe I should sit.
I like how he's like, I'll stand, and then he sits down anyway.
The last 3 years have been a joy. I cannot have asked for more love or a better friend. But to take such a drastic step, despite all the consequences or how it would appear, I fear what it might do to us. Do you not feel the same?
Maybe I should leave and come back. I think I missed the beginning.
I'm talking about marriage.
Marriage?
Yes, marriage. You are here to propose, are you not? You're not here to propose. I am going to kill Varric.
I would,
Do
if
I
in
believe
this
everything he
situation,
says?
I would be
Why?
fuming if I was her.
Now that you've brought it up, maybe we should get married.
Perhaps one day. It will be a truly romantic proposal, and I will act very surprised. What comes next will not be easy for either of us, but you do not have to fight for me. I am not going anywhere, not even if the Maker himself tries to stop me. Believe that. That is all I meant to say.
You guys aren't getting married? Rip, I'm sad. They should get married. It would have been a
What would you
beautiful
like,
moment.
my love?
Get married!
I hear you've been rebuilding the Seekers.
Slowly, but yes. I managed to find a few of my former comrades who'd scattered to the winds. Some of them were unsuitable, and I did not ask them to return. Others felt as I did, once they read the Lord Seeker's tome. We've since recruited a few candidates who are going through training now, with full disclosure. What comes after this, I cannot be certain. I'm making it up as I go along.
Sounds familiar.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
So what do you think of the Chantry?
You ask me just to poke at me and see if I react, don't you? It is what it is. Most Holy's reforms are interesting, to say the least. I hope they last once Liliana is gone. Regardless of what I think, it could have been far worse. You and I both remember the dark times we faced. Sadly, others have far shorter memories.
Honestly, it's actually ridiculous how
What do you
quickly
think of
people
the
move on
Exalted
from
Council?
something that
They
could
are
have
frightened of your
literally ended
power,
the world.
and there is no longer a hole in the sky to remind them that it was needed.
It's just talk, isn't it? What could they actually do?
Individually, very little. As a united front, you do not have that much power, Inquisitor. Even so, I would wait and see where this leads. Calmer heads may yet prevail.
When has that ever been the case?
I'm an optimist. Just ask Varric.
I'll see you later.
Okay, the Exalted Council remained intact, advising Divine Victoria an important... Really? Really? I literally can't read that fast! God damn it. Something, something, something. Important matters considered to surface for several years. Okay, while she often disagreed with Liliana's policies, the former right hand and left hand of the Divine shared a mutual respect and worked well together. Okay, Cassandra also spent time in the, what does it say? Something. Hunterhorn Mountains, north of Orlesian, where she worked to rebuild the Seekers. Yeah, Hunterhorn. Okay, for a time, the new Seekers, something, I don't know. What does it say? Remained reclusive, showing no interest in worldly affairs and working to a purpose few outside their order could guess. Okay, whilst Cassandra and the Inquisitor were often separated by duty, they still found time to be together. Okay, it was not unusual to see the Inquisitor appear unexpectedly at Cassandra's side, or her at his, as they worked to restore order. Okay, those who know the, I don't know, yeah, knew her from earlier days, said that while she was always true to her calling, they had never seen her smile so often. Stop it. Okay, so I thought I'd add on a little bit extra because a lot of you in the last episode of Trespasser told me that I missed out the end credits because I didn't even know. So here we are. So let's listen to it, shall we? I've just got it up on YouTube because, well, here we are. So let's just go for it. Let's listen to her reading his story. I'm quite excited.
What is this? A new book? All this shit is weird. Oh, Varric, that is a terrible title. What are you even thinking? The sky churned like a rolling sea on a dark and stormy night, centered on a gaping hole that led to the arse end of nowhere. A hole that spit up many things that day, comets, demons, and a whole lot of trouble. It's about the Inquisition.
Really? I like her little gasp. This is funny.
The din of the tavern cut the silence like it owed the carter money. In the middle, in her element, Red Jenny. She looked me up and down, mostly down. Not playing, weirdy, she said, gesturing with and dismissively eating a sandwich. Don't write that. Seriously, piss up a rope. Sarah made the subtext text, which suited me fine. The court enchanter swirled into the room like a drop of beautiful poison spreading in a wineglass. She sized me up with a glance. I'm so glad you made it, my dear, she said. I am Madame de Fair, the most terrifying person you shall ever meet.
Oh god, the voices that she's doing is actually so funny.
Liliana enfolded Alphonse in an embrace as warm as a serpent's kiss. I always knew I could count on your support. The Count did not feel the bite of her poisoned dart until it was too late. Even if it requires your death.
God.
Drops of rain glistened on the griffin medallion grasped tightly in Blackwall's hand. The silverite wings of valor, they mean nothing. He flung the medal to the cold and uncaring ground. You don't know what I've done. You don't know me. So romantic.
Oh my god. Oh, so romantic. Oh my goodness.
Cole moved like a shadow that also moved like a knife. A shadow wearing a hat where dreams came to die. It's a riddle, he whispered. A cold riddle that gnaws at your mind, but you'll feel better when it's gone. That makes as much sense as anything Cole says. Do you place your herald above the law, ambassador? Whose law, my lady? Josephine's eyes glittered like angry opals. The law destroyed by rebellion, by civil war, by poor fiscal management. We are the law. We left our mark on adamant, but the dust hadn't settled, and neither had Harding. I can offer you a drink, if I catch your meaning. If you'd caught my meaning, you'd have offered a double. What is even happening here?
Oh, I love the commentary. I literally think it's great.
The Iron Bull was a great slab of muscle with horns that could hang a tapestry. One eye scanned for threats, while the other hid behind an eye patch like a Chantry sister's old sins. Come on, he barked, not looking back as he entered. The dancer with the great rack comes on in 5. That is spot on, actually. The commander had the look of a Templar who had seen the worst of humanity, yet still had the time to style his hair. This isn't just a war, he said, his gaze steely like a dull blade. It's the only war. Cullen! That's Cullen!
Yeah! Well done!
The mage wore a class of handsome sneer cultivated by 1,000 years of Tevinter elitism. The name's Dorian, he glared. D-O-R-I-A-N. Spell it right, you marble-headed lump, or it's toad time. A toad? That's hardly credible. The bold elf spun, mage staff crackling like the city after a good man's murder. You're crazy, the Red Templar cried in terror. Moonlight glinted off ears like the knives you never see coming. Better to fade out than burn away. Ugh, Varric. Wait, where am I? I don't... Oh, here it is. The Seeker clutched at my vest, her tears as desperate as they were pitiful. Varric, I was wrong about everything, she sobbed. Could you find it in your noble heart to forgive me?
He can't help himself, can he? Dwarf. He really can't help himself.
He put me in the book. I'm in the book.
I like how she sees the good of it.
Shit out of this.
Oh my god. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that as much as me. That was actually really, I love the end credits, but Cass's romance, I'm not gonna lie, I think I like it, like, well, not as much. Josie's is still my favourite, but I think so far, Josie's, Cass, Ironborn and Dorian's kind of are on par for me, and then Sarah's. I like how Cass, she's an onion, you know? You gotta slowly peel back the layers before you can see the true her, you know? And I love that. You need to be patient with her. Josie's was just like, I don't know, it was just so, like, wholesome, and I just absolutely loved it. I loved Cass's as well. Hers was just, she acts so tough, but in reality, she's just a romantic. And I loved it. I thought that was really good. Ball's and Dorian's just cracked me up because they're just very smutty and very... Well, what you see is what you get with them. And I kind of like it. Dorian's was a little bit more sarcastic, a little bit more sarky. And I like that. And Sarah's, I liked Sarah's. It's just... Hers wasn't my favourite. Josie's was my favourite. Slightly beneath it, just slightly, was Cass. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give a little cheeky like. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought. And I will see you all soon, guys. Bye!